Go live. There you go.
Oh my word. We've just had we're going to have to do it all again.
Now we're live.
Where did we go?
Somebody commented saying they're stuck in the dressing room. That was John. My word, what a muppet. Okay,
practice, right? We just had practice behind the scenes, you guys.
Under the assumption that we were live. Oh man, I don't blush either. I do not blush. And this.
Yes, you do. I've seen you blush in a Spider-Man outfit multiple times.
Yeah, but you can't tell if it's behind the mask.
That's funny.
Oh, we've got a few more people in the chat. So everybody in the chat, there's 32 people watching. Well, absolutely naffle. So I can only apologise. It's entirely my fault. We would have continued if it wasn't for little Miss Q saying that actually she doesn't think we're live. I saw the go live button. Oh, man. Anyway, shall we start from the top?
I don't know what you're on about. I don't know what you're on about. What?
Oh, man, that's funny. Oh, well, anyway, I'll suck it up and carry on. Welcome to the channel. Finally, I'm Dave Keith. This is ABL Reselling. This evening, I'm joined by some very attractive guests, actually, and for an actual first for me as well, somebody from overseas, which is very nice. So what I'll do for the second time is get them to introduce themselves and just tell us a little bit about themselves. So ladies first, start with you, Miss Q.
Hi, y'all. I am Little Miss Q, and as he said, I am a reseller from the U.S. So excited to be the first international guest on the show. So that's exciting. Just recently found this group, and I've just really been enjoying it. So I worked in the music industry for 20 years until COVID happened, and it kind of killed our live music. So that's when I turned my reselling more into my full-time gig and the music I do on the side now that we're slowly getting back to normal. Although, you know, with the cases going up, who knows how much the music industry will suffer. So, yep, reselling is booming, and I've just built a very successful eBay store in a short amount of time. So I used to resell mostly in person at flea markets, swap meets, not sure what y'all call it, but and then I started selling online. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm just happy to be here with y'all.
Excellent. I think the English version is car boot sale. That's that's flea market in the States. I think I'm pretty sure it's the same thing.
It's like a big gathering of sellers all at one place, and then we all gather and sell. Yes.
Yeah. Car boot sales, best source of stock for us resellers.
Oh yeah.
And James, over to you.
Yeah, no worries. So I'm James, JR Reselling. I have recently gone full-time regarding reselling within the last month. And type of things I sell are things such as toys, clothes, media, pretty much anything that can make money. I had a nice pickup. I'm doing Vlogmas as well. It's like I want to almost do like a brain fart. I got loads going on. So it's just kind of like, it's like when someone says, "Can you describe yourself in one word?" I'm like, yeah, but it's never really going to describe you. So yeah, I do lots of things. Obviously, Richard is in the chat every Saturday. We do a show called Saturday Night Live, 7:30. You know, and I really enjoy that. Regarding reselling, obviously, I'm selling what I've just mentioned, and I'm doing Vlogmas as well at the moment, it's been a lot of fun, to be fair. I have actually been away from YouTube for 9 months because I've used this year to leave an office job and then build up enough so I could go full-time reselling. And it meant things such as like hobbies that I was into, I had to kind of put aside, because when you're working 9 till 5, you've only got that evening to build up that store. And it took me, I'd say, 9 months of going to boot sales or flea markets and picking up stock and getting to whereabouts I'm more comfortable. But yeah, love it. Love reselling. And it's great to be on here with you guys.
Awesome. Good to have you, Phil. So was it just, it's a question for Miss Q, was it sort of like a particular thing that initially got you into reselling? Was it just because of the drop off of the music industry kind of thing? Was it sort of like just loads of time that you had to fill kind of thing? think you need to get closer to your router. You've gone a bit jumpy. I think we've lost you a bit. Here we go. We have technical.
Oh no, I've always resold. I like the treasure hunt. So I've always liked to go out and find things. And can you hear me?
Yeah, it's very it's very jumpy. I think we've losing signal a little bit. Yeah, you're here. Yeah, we got you now, I think.
Okay, I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah.
I moved a
little bit.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Signal it says, but who knows? All right, we lost him as well, so maybe it's not me. I don't know. Yeah, so I've always just liked the treasure hunt of thrifting and, finding cool stuff for cheap prices. And my kids enjoyed it. And I'm a mama of 7. So thrifting has always just been a fun challenge for me to try to find things for cheaper prices. That's really what got me into it.
Brilliant. I don't know where James has gone. It might be my signal rather than yours,
It says I have full signal, but who knows? It might not be. I don't know.
I'm sure he'll be back shortly. I'm just going to quickly go through a few comments. Here we go. Village Retro's in.
Yeah, I want to say shout out to Chris and Rich. I seen they said hello to me in the chat, so shout out to them.
Lots of hellos and no. Richard's in, Zoe's in, Dave the Gent. Lots of familiar faces. And well, I'm kind of thinking if it's working between England and the States, then James has got no excuse at all. He's in the same county as me, so he's got no excuse. He's probably on his way around.
Yeah, just have him run on over,
Absolutely, yeah. So lots and lots of people saying hello. Monkey Thrifter, Junie's in. Hi, Junie. How you doing?
Yeah, it's too cold over there for me. I'm not jumping on a plane and coming over there. Not this time of year. No, thank you.
It's not too bad, actually, at the minute. It's just really wet. It's then again saying that. I think we get about 2 months in the UK when it's not raining. So the rest of the year.
No, thank you. I love sunshine. I would shrivel up without sunshine. It's cold enough here in the winter, like the state that I'm in, but it actually... Right now, we're having unseasonably warm weather. I mean, it's December. We're usually below freezing in snow, and I've not even needed a coat. I've just worn like a hoodie sweatshirt the last week. So I'm enjoying the unseasonably warm weather.
So I didn't actually ask which state you were from.
Ohio.
Oh,
Boring Ohio. Nothing exciting. Most people probably don't even know. I've never heard of it. There's nothing exciting in Ohio.
That's kind of north and central in the country, isn't it?
No, more on the east side. We're kind of right in the center, but on the eastern side of it, but central eastern part of the United States.
Yeah, fair enough. My geography it leaves something to be desired.
It's Ohio. Trust me. I didn't even know what the UK. I had to ask somebody. It might have been. I don't even know. It might have been him. Somebody answered me. I was like, okay, I'm so confused because I knew Tam and Bell says they were from, I guess, Scotland. And I was like, okay, I thought everybody's from the UK. What is the UK versus countries or city? Yeah, I didn't understand the difference between countries, cities, and how you guys are broke up over there. Like we're in states, I didn't know how it worked over there. So
it's a similar kind of setup. I think it was actually me, and I was going to take it one step further and mention we could also be called Great Britain, but that would have just confused things completely.
It can get really confusing very quickly.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm a blonde. You got to go easy on me.
Yeah, we're just all British.
Dave, we both know Ohio. Underneath it's West Virginia. We know what we're talking about. We know what we're on about.
Hey now. I'm not in West Virginia, though. I am about 5 hours from West Virginia. So give me a little bit, although I'm really close to Kentucky. And if anybody knows jokes about Kentucky in the United States, that's a joke in itself. And I'm like 5 minutes from Kentucky. So.
And then to the right of you guys is it Pittsburgh to the right when you're going?
No. Pittsburgh's above me. West Virginia is to the right of well, no, West Virginia is to the left of me. Yes. To the right of me is like Illinois, and I am literally on the border of the North and the South. So learning about like, Civil War and stuff. The city I live in was huge in the United States Civil War because we are right on the border. If they made it across into Cincinnati, where I'm from, they were considered free. So,
Wow.
Yep.
Did you need the bathroom, James?
Before, right, mixture of lots of things. Everyone was going, and I was like, right, what I'll do the old-fashioned restart.
Turn it back on again.
Yeah, like
I thought it was just me. I thought maybe you just didn't want to be on here with me, James.
You broke the internet, didn't you?
You've got me. You've got me all wrong. It's Dave that I don't want to be on here with.
Yeah. I've had a shower, I'll have you know. Thank you very much.
What? You've had your annual shower? You're joking?
It's my pre-Christmas shower.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
I told you somebody would say something about my accent. That's so funny. I'm seeing I love your accent. See, I don't have an accent, y'all. You have an accent. Although in this chat, I probably am the only one with an accent. So
we're the weirdo foreigners around here. I've got a big shout out to give out a young lady who's had a very tough year this year. So I won't grass him up. Yeah, I will grass him up. He's her husband. It's either her husband or her brother. I'm assuming it's her husband. He sent me a message and asked me to give a big shout out to Rhiannon Mills. So if you watch Rhiannon, I think he said you had a few jobs to do, or you're getting in to do all the packing and the listing tonight. So shout out to Rihanna. Anyway, hope you're having a good evening. What I've got to do, I have actually made a couple of notes, but this is going to be loose as you like, as you could probably tell by the early cock up. So
what?
No, this extremely professional, well-oiled live.
Yeah. we were 5 minutes late because the camera crew didn't turn up.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. I had to have my makeup done in the air.
Yeah, they messed up my makeup today, so I'm a little upset. My makeup person's fired.
Yeah, terrible.
Do you have a mod in the chat? Have you made anybody a mod in the chat? Some people are asking for my channel, and I was going to tell somebody to drop my channel, but I didn't see anybody with a blue wrench, so I didn't know if you had a moderator or not.
I don't know how to do it, if I'm honest.
If you're logged in on your YouTube, Dave, you can from a PC. I think from a PC though, you'll have to do it. You can give people spanners.
Oh, got you. No, I'm on my Mac laptop.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think you can do it on your Mac laptop though. That'll work.
Yeah, you should be able to.
I'm on my Mac laptop as we speak. That's what.
There should be 3 dots next to people's names in the chat. Like if you hover over them, and if you click on that, you can hit Add Moderator at the bottom.
No, all I've got is.
But with great power,
I just thought I'd ask.
Great responsibility.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what. If anybody wants to find my channel, if you can't find it on YouTube, Instagram, I'm Little Miss Q _ and then Quazy Q, QUAZYQs. You can always hit me up on Instagram also, and I can give you my channel.
If you can't find Little Miss Q just by typing it on Instagram, when you did your live yesterday, Little Miss Q, and like people like going, I think it was Dave actually going, I can't find you. I was like, mate, like just type in Little Miss Q. She's a legend. You'll see all the rock stuff there. That's who we're looking for.
Right. What I'm gonna do is copy it because I have got the 3 dots, but all it's given me is put user in timeout and block user. So
you have to do it. Yeah, you have to do it in actual YouTube. You can't do it in StreamYard. You have to actually be in the chat for YouTube.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's the hard part.
For a minute.
That's the hard part. When you're making mods in the chat, you have to actually be in the chat to be able to do it. And most people don't realize you have to do it through your YouTube chat. So I only asked because I noticed that Chris was trying to help people out. He was trying to tell people where to find me, but Chris has become my new buddy since has such a similar name to my best friend. My best friend's Chris Taylor. And so, Chris has become my new buddy here.
Yeah,
That's good. It's good. It's good to have someone over the pond and have a good team player to help you. Little Miss Q, I have a question. So obviously regarding reselling, it's always fun, but what's your regular things that you're finding that I know you've mentioned toys, but is there a certain type of toys, like, I don't know, like a Barbie doll or something? Is this type of thing that you like find easy to sell?
Do I look like a Barbie doll? Well, I guess.
No.
Don't
But
answer that.
Reason why I say Barbie dolls. No, because I'll say I sell a lot of Barbie stuff. Honestly.
Oh, I sell a lot of boy toys. I am
Action Man or Barbie dolls. They're easy to
Yes.
buy and they're easy
Action
to sell.
figures. Yeah, action figures. If you've seen the amount of action figures in my inventory right now, I'm not even joking. I picked up a sorry, my throat. I picked up a large lot of action figures back in June. I bought probably around 1,200 unopened 1990s vintage action figures on the card. And I got those for $500 for 1,200 action figures, which is phenomenal. Wow. You do not find deals like that, but I just happened to have a really good connection. And so I got a phenomenal deal. So I've been selling action figures like crazy, like on the card, especially with collectors. They're looking for those new old.
It's not me this time.
No, it's not me.
Trying to think. Marvel, just, I don't know, a ton of different action figures. And so normally, though, I would not have that many new unopened toys. And so things like this, this is Alf. He's big over here. I love vintage items. The Gremlins, I don't know where he's at. My little gremlin over here. So, yeah, I love vintage toys. Anything that has nostalgia, really, because nostalgia sells.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, I've sussed it out.
Good, though.
I got the tip of Richard, and now I can make people moderators, but I'm having to do it on my phone. So who is it you wanted to be a moderator, Miss Q?
Oh, no, I didn't matter. Anyone who could drop a link, really, if they know how to drop a link.
I think that Night's Life's quite trusty, Dave. I think he's quite a trusty lad.
Yeah, he's all right, isn't he? I suppose.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, just that way they can drop a, I only said that because I saw a couple people asking for my channel and I couldn't get it dropped in there because I'm not a moderator either. So even if I dropped it, it wouldn't have helped anybody. But yeah, I'm sure Rich could drop it for me.
Yeah, I've made definitely a few people moderators anyway. I'm just looking for the comment James made as well.
Well, somebody found me. Secret Carper.
I'll share mine in there. I'm actually not far away from getting my goal for the year, which is 500. I'm on 482. Little Miss Q, a big thank you to you, by the way. You've they flew over. Yeah.
That means rock on, in case anybody doesn't know, because I just realized that's my thing. Like, I always throw up the horns that it's rock on. That's just my thing. I do it constantly on my channel. I can't help it. I do it in life. So I have really been pushing it because I mean this to all of you. I came over, I found Rich first, obviously through one of our morning shows, had mentioned Night's Life. I came over and just happened to jump into a Saturday Night Live. Everybody was so awesome to me. And I was like, you know what? This is awesome that I can come over here. I was clearly an outsider. Everybody else was, cutting up with each other, having fun, and just included me right along with the conversation. So everybody's been really supportive coming over to my channel, going on my lives. And I just really been trying to push everyone's channel from this group as well. And I just think it's awesome. I really wanted just to help everybody. Yeah, what Rich said. Let's get him to 500 tonight, y'all. If you are not in the chat, or if you're not subscribed to him, you should be. He's working hard for y'all, doing Vlogmas and all.
Every day.
Which Little Miss Q is not doing Vlogmas. That is just too much pressure for me this year.
Well, the support the channels are giving each other, it's really circular as well. I mean, I love the Night's Live channel. Saturday Night Live particularly is absolutely brilliant. I think the chemistry between Rich and James, it just works so well. And it's sort of like you said, it doesn't really matter where you come from. I know there's people in there from Canada, obviously a few from the States and that, but there's a lot of love and obviously building each other up as well. So, which saying is not modded. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, no, it should be now, Rich. There we go. Right, we're back.
It might take a moment or through to kind of come through some of the stuff that you do sometimes as well.
Yeah, nice. Where's my?
Yeah, because I do see some people are modded, so it should work. Because I do
Yeah.
see that you've made a few mods there. So
yeah. So if you're now a moderator, if you've got a little spanner next to your name, as long as it's not any dodgy websites, if you want to big up any of the YouTube creators that we've been talking about, just drop a link in the comments for us, and then I think pretty much a lot of people can do anyway. It's just whether it shows or not, isn't it?
it won't show.
Yeah,
if you're not a moderator, it kicks it out of the chat. It won't show it.
Because I tried to put mine in then a second ago, and because I'm not a moderator, it didn't put my thing in.
Nope.
Yeah, that might be it.
It'll show you. It'll show you the chat, but it won't actually show up in the chat because it's your live. You'll get to see it, but no one else will. So that's okay. We have a few now, and it looks like Rich has it. So
absolutely. It says, "Is it because I'm Southern?" That's one thing that you probably picked up on from Saturday Night Live is there's a lot of ribbing and a lot of banter. So
that's what I loved. I loved it, and I like I said, everyone was like including me in it, and I was like, I just felt so welcomed, and it was a load of fun. So I liked it.
I think that's my first or second ever super chat. Double Karma, thank you very, very much. That's it certainly. You didn't have to do that. That's really amazing. Thank you very much. Yes, I am going to mention that as well. Double Karma. I think I recognise that profile picture actually. I think you might have sent me a friend's request on Facebook today. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. We're going to be talking about your pickups this week. So if you've had any cool pickups or notable sales for maybe odd reasons or something that stand out, James, we'll start with you this time. Have you had anything this week that you've either picked up or sold that's really?
Yeah, I had a pickup and it sold today, and I listed yesterday that I don't know how this will work. Are you good if I do a share on my screen? I can share it with you. Give me a quick second. See if that lets you do that. So I'll just quickly click share. It should appear on the bottom like you're going to add it to. Yep. So I picked this up on my video the other day, if this is showing, for £1. Listed it, and it was nothing too special. It was just more like the quality of the hat, and it was like a tweed hat. I could see the leather finish, and that sold today for the asking price, listed within 24 hours from £1 actually. I think this owes me to £24.99 plus £3.99 postage and packaging. But it's an old-fashioned just tweed hat, and I must walk by these at boot sales like 10 to a dozen.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's something a bit different and a bit weird that I think I'm going to kind of be keeping an eye out for. Really.
That's really cool. I think did you put that on your Vlogmas videos?
Yes, I did indeed.
Yeah, that's a new one by me as well. I wouldn't necessarily look at stuff like that.
But don't we walk past them? Don't you walk past that? I feel like I walk past that a lot.
Yeah. Tweed's always it's obviously a great keyword anyway. But I wouldn't have gone for hats personally. But we learn something new every day. That's what I love about what we do. It's just learning new stuff. I think Miss Q, you said it before, that kind of like that treasure hunting vibe you get. It's
my favorite part.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, over to yourself. Have you had anything that's been stand out for you this week?
Well, I have a really awesome pickup. I haven't sold it yet because I just picked these up. And then I had one, I've had a lot of sales, but I have one sale that I kind of wanted to talk about. It's not really a big sale, but it just goes to show you not to overlook. So I don't know. We buy auction lots here, and sometimes you just get like a bunch of bits that are not really what you actually bought. You bought the items maybe because you saw 3 or 4 really good items in there, and then you end up with like a whole box of stuff that you're just like, oh yeah, this is garbage, or I'm just going to redonate this. Well, I kind of challenged myself a couple months ago, and I thought, if I'm going to buy a large lot of items from an auction, even if I cannot find a comp on eBay, I'm going to start listing those items and I'm just going to make up a price and see if I can sell these items instead of, donating or throwing away. And I mean, I have found all kinds of odd stuff, from pins like tie tacks or stick pins that have, that might just be from some random organization that, no one's ever sold one on eBay probably. I found some of those and I've made a killing on them. And you know, I might put them on there for $10 or $14 and have offers open. And believe it or not, I had probably 15 pins that came in the bottom of a auction lot. None of them came up on eBay. I listed them all between $10 and $15, thinking someone was going to send me an offer, and they've sold at full asking price. And they are the weirdest pins, y'all. They are like for a turkey hunting contest or something. Like one of them was for like a turkey hunting contest. $14.93 I sold that for. $14.93. It was a throw-in. I didn't really pay for that. But yeah, just this week I had to look at it real quick. It was a vintage German book. It's like a small little book, and it teaches you keywords if you're going to travel to Germany. And it is probably about 40 years old, and it's just a small little pocket book. It teaches you like where's the bathroom and how to order from menus and things. It's like a quick guide to German. And that thing was another throw in, and it sold for $10, y'all. And
Lovely.
It's just
lovely.
It's nothing. So I don't know. Those are just some of my really cool sales, just not because it's, amazing profit, but I mean, those are throw-in items that would normally just get tossed out or not listed. And I listed them, and I've made a few $100s just in the past couple months on those kind of items. And then, sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent on that, but I just thought,
no, it's good.
I just thought people should know, like, even if you don't find them on eBay, if you've already picked them up, I'm not saying go buy turkey hunting pins, but if they're in the bottom of a box of stuff that you bought, even if you don't see comps, y'all, put them on eBay. It can't hurt. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? They're not going to sell. Then you can donate them later. Put them up there. Take a chance. It's worth taking a chance on items that you don't think might not sell. They might sell.
I did a similar thing the other week at an auction, Miss Q. I bought like a job lot of camera stuff, and I was only after one or two camera bits because I knew that they were worth X amount of money. And I was chatting to Richard, and I was like, oh, you know what? Because it's a busy time of year and I've got other things to list. I'm just going to do really, really good photos. I'm going to write down all the makes, all the models in the description, and then I'm going to auction it for 10 days. And I made my money back off the lot anyway. And then that sold for like £70 for nothing, for just, as you said, bottom of the box stuff, bottom of the book. Yeah. But because I took the time to write down the models, the makes, the sizes, and I was very clear. I said, I have not tested these, and I put untested, sold as seen. I've not had any returns. The guy who came back said, thank you so much. It's amazing. I don't know what the heck it was.
Exactly.
He's probably got a brilliant deal. But when I first started, what I would have done is I'd have gone in the bin or to the charity shop. But now did
you then go back and check it out properly?
Yeah.
Now don't do that. Don't go back and properly look.
Yeah. Well,
because I've done that too, and I have kicked myself because I actually sold something that was worth like $400 one time. I sold it for like $60 on auction, and I was so ecstatic because it was a throw-in item. And I went back and I was like, I wonder why they paid so much. It was worth there was one thing in that auction lot that was worth $400. I was so mad. I was happy with $60 until I realized it was worth $400.
And that's the right attitude. Just if you're happy with what you've got, it's like the valet I sold. I picked it up for 20. I listed it at $129.99 with postage, and it sold within 24 hours. Technically, maybe I undersold it, But I was so happy within 24 hours turnaround to have 6 times my money back, and it's good money. I'm like, I can reinvest that very quickly. I don't overthink items. I think if and that's the difference, I think, between going full time and when I was part time. When I was part time, I had the time to spend an hour, 2 hours per item to do the research, to check on Google, to check on other stuff. Now is it worth this? Get it on. Is it worth this? Get it on. And it's get it gone. It's in, out, in, out, in, out. And then I've got a lump of cash. That's the bills, and that's the reinvestment. And then I'm loving
that's
it.
and that's kind of my point about not throwing things out. As resellers, we're so much about comps often, like, oh, well, I can pick this up and it comps on eBay, so it must be. Who cares if it doesn't show up on eBay? That means you're selling the only one. So now you can put rare in the title. You can put the word rare because nobody else is selling one. I did that with that turkey pin. I literally put the word rare next to it.
Yeah.
And it sold so fast. It's like people look for rare items, even if it's the dumbest thing I'm sure whoever
you're right.
that.
They probably search rare and newly listed. There are people that probably just search the word rare and newly listed.
A lot of people who look at jewelry do that. A lot of people who look at jewelry are specific. They're on it straight away, constantly looking at new listings going on. But I 100% agree with what you say about the stuff that you find in the bottom of the boxes. But instances just recently where I've been given stuff, just a box of stuff to sell, and in the bottom of the box there might be a sat nav or something that on the face of it looks quite insignificant, like you mentioned with the pins.
Yeah.
But when you look into them, you kind of think, my word, there's something here.
Yeah. I mean, I was just, I challenged myself because I was getting rid of so much extra stuff. I bought from a lot of, like during the wintertime, I buy from more auctions than I do yard sales or garage sales. So, we just don't have the weather for it. So I was getting rid of so much stuff last year. And this year I was like, nope, from now on. Now I'm not saying I have time to list everything, but I have not gotten rid of it. So I figured in January and February, after the holiday rush, I have a nice, little tote of items set aside that I am going to list as well. Like that, are those random things that I didn't have time for during Q4. But, I listed so many items before Q4, the rare pins, and they've all sold. Everything I've listed, including that little Germany book. I mean, it's so outdated, and all it is, and it's not even in great shape. I mean, it might only be $10, but I didn't pay anything extra for it, so yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool.
First and Second World War German military paraphernalia, it's absolutely huge pretty much everywhere. So
yeah, that's one thing I won't sell.
Understandably, considering. Maybe
I'm Jewish, y'all, so
yeah.
That's where I draw the line. I do know it's very profitable. I do know it's very profitable, but
I think what I'm getting at is more the significant historical artifacts, for a better word. It's certainly stuff to look into. Perhaps just that from an interest point of view, if not from a reselling point of view.
Yeah, well, that's like Civil War items. We're not allowed to sell rebel flags anymore. I don't know if you get the same restrictions as us, but in the States, rebel flags, like Southern flags, are not allowed to be sold anymore because they say it's prejudice against African Americans. But, that stuff is hot everywhere, except for you're not allowed to sell it on eBay. But if you look up rebel flags on a lot of platforms, especially in the US, they sell for crazy money, and it's like it's a taboo item now. Like when they just recently decided that the Southern flag was banned or whatever. So now that it's not okay to sell it, now everybody wants it. That's kind of like the Germany thing, the German stuff. If people think it's taboo, a lot of people are like, "Ooh, I want a piece of that." They want to hold on to that history because it's taboo to buy this stuff. I feel like anyway.
I had that with the
UK that like that. I think we had I don't know if it's made its way across the water, but on the Hartley's Jam is a a brand, they call it Preserve. One of the original logos was a gollywog. And there was a lot of plush and things like that. But because it's a derogatory term now, eBay jump on stuff like that quite hard. And you can still find stuff like that, but it's very carefully worded in the keywords to circumvent the bots picking it up kind of thing. But obviously eBay are just up in the game all the time to jump on stuff like that, and rightly so, really.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, especially like with all the movements that's happened, especially this year and last year, you know, with like Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. There are a lot of movements, and it is good that it's almost like nice, isn't it, that the platform that we use is very friendly towards people, and that, you know, it's like you're not going to have, there're going to be things that obviously slip through the net, but yeah, it's quite nice that they moderate it, because there's a lot of websites where
that
people
don't
sell anything, anything, and it's just like you feel safe.
Personally speaking, I'm not a huge fan of censorship, but I'm certainly hugely against any forms of hate at whatever level.
Yeah, I am.
If censorship means drumming out hate towards individuals for whatever reason, or a group of people for whatever reason, then so be it. It's a small sacrifice, I think.
Yeah, they said you can't buy UK or rebel items, rebel flags on the UK eBay either. Someone in the chat had mentioned that. Yeah, it's crazy that because the rebel flag to some people is a prejudice thing. They say that it celebrates the slavery and against, but truthfully, there's a lot of African Americans who were against the banning of it because they say that it's a Southern flag and they're proud of their Southern heritage. And so, you know, it's strange because what one thing could be prejudice to some people may not mean the same thing to other people. But with eBay, they don't take a chance. They go, look, if this could offend the majority of the people, we want to take it off our platform, where there's other platforms you can sell anything. You can sell swastikas and, you know, rebel flags and whatever you want to sell, and they don't care if it offends you. That's like anti-homophobic, you know, like homophobic items. Those are, you know, a big problem here in the United States as well, against, you know, the gay community and LGBTQ. And, you know, that's such a big movement here. I'm sure other places as well. You know, we had a lot of people, a lot of platforms and things that are really censoring those type of items, because there was a ton of hate going, you know, in all directions. So, you know, they were kind of fighting, saying, if we can't show that we're against it, why are they allowed to sell the pride items? You know, they shouldn't be allowed to sell, you know, LGBTQ pride items if we're not allowed to sell it, saying we're against it. And so there was like a big controversy here about not being allowed to sell those items.
It's really black and white, though, isn't it? One is promoting love and the other is promoting hate. It's
Right.
a no-brainer. Why not? If you could, but it's by some miracle of time travel and change the context of symbols like the swastika, and make it a positive symbol for peace and love and all the rest of it.
Right.
Great, but you just can't. So it's all context.
Right.
It's difficult, because when I traveled around India, that logo has actually been in their religion for a lot of years.
That is true.
And when I went to a lot of their...
Just sorry I can't crush you, James. I thought that, but it's the wrong way round.
No, I know, but you know what I'm saying. I know, I agree. It looks very similar, but a lot of people get it mixed up with, and that's on their gates, that's on their symbols, it's everywhere. You are right, it's the wrong way around. But just to an untrained eye or someone who sees that, or even eBay, someone could report that and go, well, that's because they're not looking at it as what it is, especially when it's on a gate, as an example. There's no colouring, there's nothing, it's just that and I was like, it's a shame that symbol is so negative, because there's a lot of people that use that for a lot of like religious beliefs and stuff like that.
Right.
It's horrible. I wish we could just rub out that part of history.
Me too. Trust me. Me too. But, you know, there's a lot of history, and you know, it's what makes this world what it is. I mean, good or bad or ugly. You know, there's been a lot of different people targeted by hate, whether, and it happens all the time. But, small strides like eBay, I mean, as silly as it sounds, small strides like companies like eBay blocking out the sale of those items, it's just one more step forward to stopping all the nonsensical hate and the availability of those items, So, that's the world we live in, right?
Absolutely. Well, we went off on a bit of an unusual tangent then.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to start all that.
It's good.
It's all interesting stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, if conversations like this bring awareness to other people and all the rest of it from a positive standpoint, then obviously it's all good stuff as well. It's deep, but it's all education, isn't it? Every day's a learning day.
Yeah, definitely.
It was still about reselling. I mean, we were talking about not reselling, but
Yeah.
Absolutely. I did have a couple of things.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I did this. I did have a couple of things lined up that to my unusual. There's not been anything significant that I've sold this week as far as value is concerned. A lot of bread and butter stuff, but the ones that I picked out to show you. Where's my share screen? Share screen. Chrome tab. Go with the first one was I'm not sure whether this was a fail or not. I'll let you guys decide. I don't know if can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. This is a Helly Hansen jacket. It was listed for something like 43 minutes. And I'm pretty sure that I underpriced it by a long way. It's actually gone to the States as well. So the price that I sold it for, they paid at least as much again on GSP. So that was, I'm happy. It cost me about £5 or £6, something like that. So decent margin, but it's one of those like we were talking about earlier, that I think new these jackets were about £400. So that's anyway. Well, I don't like to relive them. And there's two other ones. These are really, really cool. So next one is some posters. I think these are reproduction.
Your screen share's just gone there, Dave.
Yeah, sorry, I'm lining another one up. Yeah, so these
Well, that's pretty cool.
Self-explanatory. I've got a load of these. I think about 9 or 10 of them, all in a row. Different ones. I've got 2 of these. This image and, like I say, a few others of different images, and they've all been going for $9.99 or $9.49 on offer plus postage, and they've been going abroad as well. But the best thing about these was they're absolutely free. In fact, I think. It was on a Saturday Night Live. I did that show and tell, that big box of stuff that I picked up, James.
Yeah.
These posters were in that box. So, and I think I've got maybe 1 or 2 left now. And the last one, did I have another one? We'll soon find out. It's
interesting that, as you said there, like targets and stuff like that. I wouldn't even think of that, but and obviously you can see the dots and how it all works. That's really interesting. Yeah. Have they gone over to like America and stuff like that then, them type of posters?
No, a couple have gone to France and the rest of the UK.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
The last one is, this is a notable sale in respect of it was in that box as well. So it's cost me absolutely nothing. And it's gone out for £40 plus the post. I've actually sold a few of these over the last year or two. Spotting scopes, and it's something that you see quite often because people buy them just for a specific event, say, and then just car boot them. So you probably see these a number of times at boot sales. So they're definitely worth picking them up if they're cheap enough. But obviously, just like picking up binoculars, make sure they're working. But again, paid nothing for them.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Brilliant. Like items that are just kind of throw-ins that you don't have anything in them. So of course it's a profit. And, when you do those, it's nice to get a sale. Even if you might have been able to list it higher, you were able to sell it quicker by not pricing things higher. And I think that's what a lot of people who get into reselling, I think they make a mistake sometimes, and they go, oh well, I'm going to make the most. Oh, sorry, let me mute this. My dog is going crazy. Sorry, carry on.
But no, that was a really good pickup that you did on there, Dave, and you got
But
some
it
really
was-
good items.
I'm a big advocate. In fact, I've done a video on it just recently, Miss Q. A big advocate of telling people what you do, that you're a reseller, and obviously what that means. Because the amount of opportunities that have arisen for me, just because I bore people stupid chatting about this stuff till the cows come in, kind of thing, and talking and sharing with people what you do. The amount of people who've said, actually, I'm having a bit of a clear out, and I've got all this stuff. Is it any good to you? And if that's the box that those posters and that scope came from, it was a guy I used to work with who's he's moving, and loads and loads and loads of stuff to get shot of. And I think he wouldn't even take a bottle of whiskey from me in sort of like to say thanks. He wouldn't take anything at all. And I'm about £400 in profit off the stuff that I've sold from him.
Yeah.
So, and that's just from a conversation. The amount of people who come up to is like, oh, you do eBay, don't you? I can't be bothered with it. Here's some stuff.
So many people do that to me. I have to turn away stuff sometimes, or I'll say, hey, if you can hold on to it for a couple more months or a few more weeks, I'll gladly come and get it. I was like, I'll pay you for it. And a lot of people are like, I'm just going to donate it to the charity shop anyway. Either come get it or I'm just getting rid of it, and I have gotten so much profit from people just not realizing that they could make the money too, or they just don't want to deal with it.
I think it's that. I think it's, and I think I was in a similar mindset at one point in my life where I had a full-time job, and I think I would have just given it to a friend for free. I'd have been like, I'm just going to bin it. I remember when it's a moment that I cringe in my head. Now I'm a reseller, but back when I moved, I didn't realize what I was doing, and I moved from the south of England, from Worthing on the south coast, all the way to whereabouts I am now. And I only had a small car, so I could only fit 10% of what I had in my in the flat. And I had a full set of white Le Creuset cast iron pans, everything that my uncle gave me all. And my uncle gave me like the full works, the whole set. And I was like, I'm moving into my mum's. I don't want these. They're too heavy in the car. I just chucked it all away. Honestly, I must have thrown couple of grand away. That's the first time I've confessed. But
my god, those are worth even those.
The
oh
white
my
color
gosh,
as well is like super rare. And I was like, it wasn't until I got into resale and I went, yeah, I messed up.
All resellers in the chat saying, "Burn the witch!" Burn the witch.
I
know.
That's one of our biggest bolos over here. They're like, if you can find this brand, pick it up, no matter what it is, no matter the condition, it sells over here. So, oh my gosh, just to hear oh wow, I know,
and that goes to show, that I was money savvy, I was smart, but I didn't realize the resale value of something, and that's just the reality of what a lot of people don't know in our trade is the value of what they've got and what it's worth. And I didn't know the value of it, and I didn't realize. I don't know. I didn't know how to post things properly.
Well, you weren't a reseller, so you didn't think like that. You didn't think like that. You didn't think, what am I going to sell this for? You were just like, what can I fit in my car, and what don't I really need? So that was, it was a very stupid mistake.
Yes,
but
it was.
Village Retro just made a really, really good point on this as well. It's not just the items we sell; it's parts of as well. He's mentioned, he says, the craziest thing I've sold this week is palm tree tops from vintage Tracy Island. Absolutely crazy. I've had one of those Tracy Islands, and it was half complete, and it still went for really, really good money. So completely understand. There's I don't know if you're familiar in the States, but there's a game called Ghost Hunt. It's like a retro game now, perhaps just a UK thing. And I picked up one that looked like a dog had chewed it. All of this cardboard was nasty. There's bits missing. The box was split and all the rest of it. And just breaking it down, the pieces that weren't broken, I got more than the original value of the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
So even parting out, I mean, obviously you have to do a little bit more research, but if you see a bolo, whether it be a retro game or a vintage game or something like that, don't write it off
Or
because
kitchen appliances. I don't know about there, but here, I mean, sometimes if you take, we have a New Wave oven, which is like a small tabletop convection oven. If you part that out, I don't care if it's brand new, you're always better to part those out than to sell them as whole, because they break down into about 7 different parts that are resellable, and you'll make about 10 times more than if you sell it brand new in the box.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy. We have a channel over here. It's his name's Commonwealth Flipper, and his motto is "When in doubt, part it out." And he has merch with it and everything. That's what he's known for. So whenever we find something and we part it out, we'll say, "Oh, we're shout out Commonwealth Flipper," because that's just his thing. I mean, he parts out everything that can be parted out, and a lot of us resellers have learned a ton from him. And like I part out like obviously broken items or, missing parts, but I would have never thought to take a brand new item out of the box and break it down into parts. Never. I would have never thought that until I watched him do it. And I'm like, now if I come across those things, I don't care if it's in perfect condition. I part it out and I sell them in the pieces because you make so much more money.
I went way down the opposite end of the spectrum to that as well. Because when I started reselling, it was very much board games and stuff like that. Because I didn't have much money. I started with £20, and I built a full-time living off it. But obviously, in the early days, it was all about applying the money back in. So I was buying low value and a lot of. So because I was buying a lot of board games, any stuff that I was buying from car boot sales or charity shops, and they were incomplete, I was keeping them and just bagging them up in case across another set there was missing piece again. And before long, I had 2 sort of 4-drawer cabinets full of just bits of crap from games that I was never going to use. I had so much stuff that I didn't even know if I had it, kind of thing. So unless it's of significant value or a game that I pick up that's a decent value and I pick up very regularly, I just won't bother doing that anymore.
Right. Yeah. Well, game pieces sell really good here. It's very strange, but like backgammon pieces, this guy that I was just talking about, he sells 2 packs. Like he'll sell like a white and a brown, like just 2 little pieces from backgammon, and he sells replacement pieces. But he'll pick up full backgammon, get rid of all of it except for the little chips, and he'll sell them 2 pieces for $6. And I'm like,
brilliant.
It's brilliant because he sells those constantly. He's like, this is a bread and butter. They sell constantly because people will lose 1 or 2, and they'll just pick up a 2-pack for $6. And he, sells them constantly. It just is crazy.
So
but you are right though. You are right with things like that.
Another one of your countrymen, the MSQ, Santa.
Oh yeah, Santa Claus is in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. If anybody hasn't found Santa on Instagram yet, it's the Carolina Claus. Absolutely brilliant work he's doing. So very welcome to you, Santa.
I picked up a really amazing lot earlier in the week. I'm actually cleaning it, and I've got them all tested. I just haven't listed them yet. They'll be listed this weekend. But same connection I had with the vintage toys earlier in the year. He called and let me know that he had these 4 music items. Did I want to come and look at them? And I get there, and it's a Behringer amp, which is, very nice acoustic amp for a guitar, a Fender amp for a guitar, a Yamaha amp, and then this old keyboard. This keyboard has the floppy disk, like the hard floppy disk that used to go into computers. So it actually was a synthesizer keyboard. He let me have all 4 of those items for $100. $100.
Lovely.
I looked up the keyboard. It's sold. Just sold for $600, and mine's in mint condition. Theirs was missing keys and $600. And it just there's been a couple of them that sold over the last 90 days. If you've seen it out at a charity, you would think it was just outdated and who would want to buy that thing? Apparently, this is very sought after for musicians, this specific synthesizer keyboard. So I'm getting it, wiped down, and it's completely tested. It works. Mine is in such great shape. It just, hasn't been played in a while. and that should be listed this week. So, I mean, I paid $100 for all 4 items. The cheapest one of all 4 of those is $100, which is for one of the small amplifiers. The other 2 amps are worth over $150 to $200, and then the keyboard is $600. So just on that $100, I'm going to make over $1,000.
That's
crazy.
Brilliant. I think with because I've done singing in bands and stuff like that. When we were looking for sounds, I used to buy a lot of auction like sound effects pedals and stuff like that on eBay. I used to buy old stuff. Like there's one that I used to cut, like I think it's called the Rat or something like that. And then there was an effects one where you used to move it and you play around with it and press it, and then all your vocals or whatever, it's an instrument, you can make it sound really weird. But the model I had, because I had it for something like 20 years, I went to go sell that last year. I think it cost me maybe a £5 or something from an auction on eBay. I ended up selling it for, I think it was £650, because it's exactly what you said there. Old, like tech, especially if it can plug into something modern. A lot of bands, musicians want to have that sound because it can't be, it potentially could be imitated, but it can't.
Not really.
It can't really. No. And it's like vinyl's vinyl. It's like the same thing. But yeah, brilliant shout about the keyboard. I understand exactly why. And part of me is like a bit sad that I kind of let it go when I was like, I like now, because I'm learning to play the saxophone, and hopefully that's something I'm going to put on my channel next year. I'm going to try and do saxophone lessons, and nothing amazing, but maybe at the end of my video I'll be like, oh, this is what I've learned this week, like once a month or something,
just to cool.
Just to show what life's about. And it's not just this is what I do with reselling. I was like, oh god, it would have sounded awesome with my sax having that effects pedal, weird effects pedal, because it would have been able to, I would have sounded unique, made myself sound better than what I was basically.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like it's part of, if anyone checks out my channel, I'm in the middle of doing a challenge. So this was part of my challenge pickup. So I'm maximizing how much I can make off the money from my challenge. So a lot of people doubt resellers. They like pity you. You say I'm a reseller, and for some reason here, it's almost like an underclass. They look at you like they're like, oh, I'm sorry, do you need a job? And I'm like, I make more money than you could even dream of making. No, thank you. I have 3 college degrees. If I wanted a different job, I would be capable of getting one. So I just got fed up. And on Thanksgiving Day, a lot of my family was just really just making little snood comments about my career choice. And so I looked over and I grabbed, there was a bin of stuff near the back door. And I said, what is that stuff? And they were like, oh, that's just trash. Some people gave it to me and I'm going to throw it out. I said, well, pick something out of there, and I guarantee you I can turn that into a dream vacation for my birthday in June. They laughed at me, gave me a metal can koozie, like a thing that you put your pop or your can in to keep it cold. It was a college football team. And I put that on eBay for $19.93 plus shipping, and it sold in 5 minutes.
Nice.
I have now turned that one piece of trash, and I'm up to, this will be week 3. This week is week 3. So as of week 2, I was up to $129 around $129 in profit from that one piece of garbage. And now I bought all of those. Now no one knows this because I haven't released my video this week. That comes out Sunday. So the items that I bought this week, I spent $100 of it on those music instruments. And then I bought a few other bits that'll flip a lot faster. So I'm trying to show people that you can turn trash into freedom, which is going to be one heck of a vacation that I'm going to take myself on in June for my birthday, all paid for by one piece of garbage. So it's a fun challenge. If you want to go over and follow along, y'all, it's on my channel. It's called the Free to Freedom Challenge. And it's just been a ton of fun, just proving what you can do with nothing. So
absolutely, that's pretty amazing. That's why we do this as well, sharing what we do, and I hope it helps somebody else as well. So before I move on to the next point, which is a serious and important one, I just wanted to say that I've heard your voice, James, and it is unique. definitely. I love you. You don't need any effects on that. You can't just mess with perfection. Right, guys. Just to get everybody in the chat's attention for a minute, it's a bit of a sour one. This actually, Santa's just made a comment on it as well. Earlier in the week, one of our nearest and dearest, Rich from Night's Life channel, had his house burgled while him and his family were asleep, which is, pardon the language, it's an extremely shitty thing to do anyway. Obviously, a lot of you will be familiar with Rich and obviously James on this channel as well for Saturday Night Live. If you want to take yourself out of the chat, if you're easily embarrassed, Rich, for a minute, one of our, well, probably a lady that subscribes to all of us really has set up a GoFundMe page to help Rich and his family out towards the cost of replacing the stuff that got nicked. So what I'm going to do is share the link to the GoFundMe page now in the chat. So whether it's a couple of quid or however much we can manage, if you want to help out Rich and his family just to sort of like recover from this. The guy has had probably the shittiest year you can imagine.
100%.
For a guy and a family to go through. And this is just sort of like the big turd walnut whip on top of the turd cake that has been the year for honestly, it's been a shittest year for him. If you can help out, guys, it would be greatly appreciated. And Rich, if you're still in the chat, don't mean to embarrass you by plugging this. It's meant from a good place, mate. We love you.
So that's already up to 185 pounds. So
fantastic.
It's getting there.
I called him on the day, and when you think something's like a joke almost, like I double taked it and I spoke with him, and it's the same reason why I didn't put like a comment on his video, because I kind of knew about. No, is that better? I'm still here.
I can hear him.
I can hear myself.
I can hear you.
Oh, there we go.
Frozen. There's frozen.
You were freezing.
Yeah. I was saying to Richard, because I wanted to, like, I don't want to do anything wrong, but I said, the reason why I didn't comment on your video is because I already knew about it and I already spoke to you, and I don't want to be seen doing something for just doing it. Like I'm really sorry. Like, I already had that conversation with Richard, and I said, look, I'm not just going to be there for you as a one-off. I'm going to be there every single day, mate. And like, I've just got nothing but time for Richard. He's just the most loveliest man in the world, and it is, as you said there, Dave. There's no other words but shit. It is just shit, and he doesn't deserve that. My worst enemy doesn't deserve it, and it's just a horrible feeling. And like Richard, even if you don't have money and I don't have money, but just send him a message and just say, on that video, like, I hope you're well, or message him on Instagram. He's just a top guy, and he just deserves positivity, and that's why I wind him up every day and annoy him.
Not least the YouTube creator, the reselling YouTube creators that he helps out. He's such a giving guy of his time. He's the kind of guy he'd help anybody out. So I think it's about time that he got some love himself. So that's obviously a big reason why I'm plugging that. And hopefully a few people will get that total up.
I think I spoke to him off camera. He's happy to accept a new car, whether it be an Aston Martin, a Lamborghini, Ferrari, or I think he said something about a Formula One car. He wouldn't mind if a Red Bull want to donate the winning car as well. Very sore subject for a lot of F1 fans at the moment.
He's got aspirations to be the next Bond, doesn't he? I think.
Richard, just next year, if anyone deserves good luck, it's that man, and he's a legend.
Absolutely. Hopefully, we'll get that total out. So I'm just going to go through a few comments from the chat. Kath's just thanking it. It was actually Kath that set up the GoFundMe. So salute to you, Kath. You're a legend.
And Rich, you deserve it. I just read Rich's comment, and I'm somebody that don't accept help well either. And you look, I've got tears in my eyes. I know if anybody's been in my chat, they're probably thinking I'm just a big crybaby. I cry so very I rarely ever cry. And for some reason this week I've been an emotional wreck. And you know, I actually was brought to tears when I found out what happened to Rich. I've just found him, his channel. And obviously I don't know him, you know, I'm not close like all of you, but you know, it's just something about Rich that has just really touched me and made me think, you know, what an amazing guy. And I was so happy that he was finding a little bit of peace with his brother's passing, doing, you know, these videos and getting the support from everyone. And when this just happened, it brought tears to my eyes. It sucked. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It's just, it sucks. Like you said, it's just shit. And please accept it, because you are amazing and people obviously love you over there, Rich. And I shouted him out again in my latest video just to say, you know, he's a tremendous guy who has just been dealt a really shitty year. And so I'm sorry for that. And I hope you do accept it and know how much obviously everybody loves you, Rich. Sorry, go ahead.
No, absolutely.
No, it's good.
That was entirely my point. I've obviously just put Richard's comment up there.
Yeah.
And, because I knew this would be the response, because he's such a humble guy, and I know it'd be probably embarrassing for him and all that kind of stuff, and I completely get that. But one thing I will say to your brother is, you give love, you get love, and that's the way it works. I don't believe in karma, but I believe in proportionality, and you're putting a lot of love out into the world, so of course you're going to get some back.
Yeah.
So,
and you have to put up with me, sadly. Sorry, Richard.
Absolutely, yeah.
And now you're stuck with me. And now you're stuck with me. You might think, you know, you might think I'm lovely, but you're stuck with me, Rich. So y'all are all stuck with me, and you're gonna realize, you know, I'm not just a boohoo and crying blonde from over the pond. I'm actually a little sassy thing. So y'all are stuck with me.
So I've got a question that has just popped into my head. That is a really obvious one as well. Is there a joint Vlogmas stroke Saturday Night Live on Christmas Day? Oh, yes! Nice one. Can I make a request? I think you and Richard do a duet, like, I don't know, Unchained Melody or something like that.
Do you want us to get banned from YouTube? Yeah, no, we're going to dedicate an hour on Christmas Day, and we're gonna turn up. Richard's recently paid to have StreamYard upgraded, and we'd like to get as many people on there as possible. We just want to have an hour together as just resellers and have a laugh, and people will be busy on Christmas Day. We respect that, but that video's then there, so you might watch it the day after, you might watch it when you've got 5 minutes, but it's just a bit of fun. And especially with what's happened, plumbing hell, like, yes, we need to be there, and we need to be winding up Richard, and I'll be singing, Dave. If it winds him up, I'll definitely be singing. Don't you worry.
Honestly, it would make my Christmas Day if you guys did a duet. Honestly,
I'll put that outfit back on if it winds him up.
There'll be super chats flying in at a rapid. Rich said he'll settle for a Bentley. So I tell you what, if you did a duet, you'll probably be halfway there.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, 100%.
Nice one. I'm just going through the comments here.
No, that's absolutely fine. I think people have been actually quite nice tonight. They've not been spamming out the chat too much.
Double comment. I don't know what that's all about. It's cruising for a boot on the pot. Nice. Oh, somebody's welling up. All right, mate. All right. Suck it up. There's a lot of love going on in the chat, and what I'm going to do is...
Yeah, I didn't mean to get all sappy. Now y'all can just get rid of it. Get rid of the sappiness. We're done. We're not going to be sappy and cry no more.
No, but it's good. It's good to show emotions, and I'm a firm believer that as you know, like, I want to show emotion and like it's life, and it's good to talk about it. And I think 10, 20 years ago, if we were in a situation to do a live, especially 20 years ago, all of us would have to go and, you know, soak it up or hope he's okay. Now we can, you know, just say it as it is and be real to each other. You know, even just talking about...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, just doing this is, and I can imagine if I was Richard on his shoes, I was like, that's worth, forget the money. That's like, to hear it and it could not come from a script. It's not like Dave's gone, oh, by the way, not Miss Q, could you just say this thing about Richard? And I've got my script here. Here's my script. There we go. This is genuine people in in different areas that are just showing love for that man, and I think that's what it's about.
Yeah, it's an awesome community. Obviously, I was in fact I watched a couple of your videos, Miss Q, earlier, and obviously on the live last night, and the thing that was most stand out is obviously there's some disparity because it's different country, different continent, but the general feeling of support and love and community it was absolutely identical to the UK, and that was really, really heartwarming to see.
Yeah, and I love that we're bringing it. I mean, and I'm sure there's other channels that, are crossover channels, where but I just love that, I brought a lot of your channels into one of my where I am a moderator on Monday nights when you guys are sleeping. It's one of our later night shows, and I just told everybody, I was like, hey, do me a favor, jump over here, give a like, give a subscribe. I'm like, and then go through and find some more channels that are attached to Rich's channel, because at that time I hadn't found anybody else's really. At that moment, I didn't necessarily. I did James's as well, and I told everyone, I'm like, get over there, subscribe, and let's just make that gap a little smaller. I was like, because I was like, I loved being in those chats and being with the channels, and so a lot of my people came through and jumped on over across the pond and hit the subscribe button. So I thought that was really cool.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a lot. I think we've got a lot of. James and Rich got a lot of Santa as well. Max and Co. obviously from over this side of the water kind of thing. But it's circular love. Santa. Oh, it's not me this time.
Maximus banned him.
Santa, you didn't get kicked out. I think we've got a couple of connection problems here.
What it was, Dave, is Maximus went on his name accident and apparently put him on a 300-second ban. So he's definitely going on the naughty list.
Oh,
so Maximus is 100% on the naughty list now. He's in trouble. Is Dave frozen for you, Miss Q?
Nope, I'm good.
Is Dave frozen now?
Oh yeah, Dave is. Yeah, Dave.
The host is.
We can hold it
takeover. It's a takeover. Yes.
It was my powers. I used my my powers to freeze him so we could take over his channel.
Dave, if you can hear us, all you need to do is just log yourself out, and then you can come back. The stream will continue.
There you go. Yeah.
He'll be back in a second.
We got him out now. Now, if we can just keep him out. No, I'm just kidding. That's
take cover.
Hey! You kicked him out so easy.
We've all been getting booted now, so I think that's answered Santa's question. No, you weren't kicked out, Santa.
It was an accident, I think.
He's asked to be kicked out.
Oh, he's asked for it. Oh, that's okay.
There's Max and Santa. There's going to be a rumble in the jungle there, I think.
Oh, that's okay. No, but Max has got to be careful what he asked for. Maybe Santa asked it, and I know you're all saying, "Oh, Santa asked it," but maybe that was his test to see if he was going on the naughty list or the nice list.
There you go.
You only have a few more days to be nice to Santa, y'all. So be nice. You only have to be nice for a few more days.
Absolutely, yeah. I've only got one more point, and then we're just truly winging it. I mean, we've been winging it so far. Really.
Wing it?
Yeah.
Are we even live, Dave? Are we even going live yet?
Do you know what
I felt so bad. I'm like, I don't think we're live.
We'd still be just chatting to each other now if it wasn't.
I think you would have noticed when the chat started going. Is he ever going to log on?
It's never happening.
The point I've got is guest question for guests. So I'll kick off if we go clockwise. Miss Q, let's see. I should have done that bit of prep as well and actually got a question ready for somebody, shouldn't I? Let's go for a nice easy one. I think you've already answered this one though. How long have you been reselling?
Like full time, I've only been reselling since last year.
Yeah, from when you
Part-time? I mean, I've been reselling since I was a kid. I mean, I would flip a piece of 5-cent bubble gum. I mean, I'd flip it for $1. I've always been a hustler. So, I used to sell things at school. If I could flip it, I'd sell it. But I'd say full-time, I've been at it since last year.
Oh, I've just got to check this. Sorry, I got distracted then. I'm just going to refresh. Oh my good God. That is just incredible. I've just refreshed. Let me just share this on my screen.
I know, it's awesome. I've been watching it, so it's awesome.
Okay, Kath's just pointed this out to me. This is just beyond words. Whoever this guy is deserves a medal. So I'm just going to share the fundraising total page to show you guys. And has that worked? Yeah, it does. So whoever Mr. William Davis is, sir, you are a legend, and I take my hat off to you. That is absolutely amazing. So that has made a massive, massive hike up on the total there. So thank you very, very much indeed on behalf of Rich and obviously everybody who's trying to get this off the ground. That's amazing.
So awesome.
Oh, James is back. Sorry, mate.
I was here listening. I was listening. That's amazing. Well, that was amazing.
That's just, I'm gobsmacked.
That's amazing. Awesome. I was joking about the Lamborghinis, by the way.
That is absolutely brilliant. Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's a lady who set this up. So thanks, William. Anyway, back on script. I say script loosely, obviously.
I was like, we have a script?
Yeah. James, have you got a question for either me or Miss Q?
I do have a question. I'll just quickly read it off my script here. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? So from whereabouts you are now and what you're doing, but whereabouts do you see yourself going from a business point of view in 10 years? What would be your business goal in 10 years? Is it just to stay the same? Is it to grow? Would you like to have other people doing what you do? What would your 10-year goal be if you could give it today?
Who's that question for?
And that is going to little Miss Q.
What is this? It's just all about little Miss Q. No, that's fine. 10 years. So I am hoping to have some employees because right now nobody wants to work. I've already been trying to hire people to help because I do so much, y'all. And I want to grow. I want to grow my channel. I want to grow my reselling. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to clone myself or to hire somebody. So I am hoping to hire people. I always want to be in the front line, of course, and do a lot of it myself. But truly, I wish I could just hire someone to do my YouTube part of it for me. I hate editing and I love my channel, but that's truly, if I could get somebody to do my YouTube part and keep growing that, I think that would be exciting to still be around on YouTube in 10 years. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely, yeah.
That is a good 10-year plan. To be fair, I'd love to be in a situation whereabouts I had people working for me, but as you said there, because of unemployment, doing it for that reason to help someone else have a living, help someone else's family. That's like, it's a really like positive thing to do. And as you said, it's almost that trash out of the bin has now paid for someone else's family to survive.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
That's actually a really, really good question as well, because I mean, that's hit the nail on the head, because what we're doing as content creators as well is clearly helping other people. I'm sure you guys have got messages of people saying, listen, I've been watching your videos on XYZ, and it's just giving you that fuel to crack on, thinking that you're making a difference. And to some people, particularly what we've been going through for the last couple of years, it's been significant as well. So, and it's all just sharing what we're doing. It's not, I'm sure you guys are the same. Profess to be experts in what we do, but sharing your wins and your fails, more importantly, probably, then it's just helping other people along the way as well.
Yep, absolutely. That's the reason I really put it on YouTube. Obviously I can do my job without putting it on YouTube and it'd be a lot less work. People don't realize when we put it on YouTube, it makes our work harder. Not, it doesn't make it easier. And people are under the assumption, oh, you're on YouTube, so you get some added bonus. And I'm like, no, I'm on YouTube trying to help other people
Yeah.
learn what I do, but I'm working a lot harder because I'm on YouTube. So, you know, I don't know.
I've been asked that question before if I was worried about. In fact, on one of my videos recently, somebody said that since the advent of YouTube resellers, it's made it a lot harder to resell. Now, I completely disagree with that.
I do.
Not because it doesn't, because it might do. It might sort of like dilute the marketplace a little bit. I haven't noticed it personally, and I've been doing this since full time for the last sort of like year and a half now. That since back in the 2017, and I haven't noticed in any significant sort of like dilution in the marketplace. But even if it did, I love that because what it means is you're constantly stepping outside your comfort zone and constantly learning. And if you look at any of the people who've been doing this for a long time, particularly as far as people who advertise the fact by putting themselves on YouTube, the people that seem to be being more successful and have more longevity are the people who have that mindset. They're looking at new areas all the time, new items to look at. They're not constantly sticking to one, say, like I said, when I started, ball games or just trainers or just this or just that. It's a broad spectrum of items to looking at. And that's why I think my point is there that even if it does dilute, that's got to be a good thing because it forces you to challenge yourself to do that.
Well, there's plenty of
Yeah, definitely.
buyers. That's what I don't understand. It's like just because there's more resellers, there's still so many more buyers. And so instead of finding those items that everybody finds, go out and find the items that there isn't very many listed, like vintage turkey pins, I mean,
Old man hats that we all
yeah,
see. I
Don't leave
picked
it
it up.
outdated keyboards that have floppy disk. I mean, come on,
Right.
y'all. There's so many items out there that there's not a ton of that you could sell. Just don't go and buy your bread and, your regular items that everybody is selling, and it won't hurt the market. So
Definitely. And the thing is, little Miss Q, you go and find another YouTube channel that sold that item that you just said. Turkey.
right,
And I don't think I've ever seen a video of someone selling an old man's hat
right.
because it's all baseball caps that everyone wants to sell because that's really trendy. But
Uh-huh.
because you're all concentrating on what's on trend, you're forgetting about Greg who goes for his country walk, who's got a load of money, who wants to buy his hat to keep his head warm.
Exactly.
So
You might
look
have
after the Gregs.
You
Yeah.
might have started a trend there, Jamesy.
Is the flipping? Oh, hey, flipping sport. How are you, Paul?
I am going to look for an old man hat tomorrow. I'm going to make a point of it.
Yeah, I know, but I want you to, Dave. And like, if that gets you a pint, mate, I bought you a pint. So cheers, mate. That's what's good about this. You share the advice, and it's almost like you're buying each other a drink, and it's a fantastic community. It's a fantastic thing, and the real reality is this as well. And what I will say is that opportunity is a reason why I'm picking them items up, and that opportunity is coming around is because I'm now full time and I can go there in the middle of the week. And that's the other thing that you get when you're full time. You can go into the shops and you get first pickings, you get the first looks at things, and and that's why when it always makes me laugh when people say, "Oh, the YouTube community's damaging reselling," but as long as you're willing to evolve and adapt and change, there's always something to sell. And it's just that's why I've really enjoyed recently getting into the auction houses, and from as I said there, from my first Vlogmas video, I showed the furniture. 2 of the items have sold, and I said I've never bought this type of furniture before. So, that's from a novice. If I can,
Exactly.
do it. Anyone can do it.
Mr. Diggs is in the chat. Have you still got that link, Mr. Diggs? We'll be winding up really, really soon, but you're more than welcome to join us for a wee while if you want to jump in. The offer's still there. He just finished work, bless him, but he had to go shopping afterwards. Did you get anything good? Were you sourcing, or did you just get Tesco's for your tea? I think on just going back to while he's making his mind up, going back to your question, James. I think in 10 years, do you know what? I'd be quite happy doing what I'm doing at the level I'm doing it, because I know we've already had this conversation, but just for everybody else's benefit, I was killing myself working. I joined the army from school, and all through my life I've grafted my backside off, and I'm just happy having a comfortable lifestyle. I'm not interested in being wealthy. Just wanted to be comfortable and have more of my life back for me to spend on me rather than on work. So I'll be happy to do that. But equally, if it's a case of moving it to the next level, I see it being autonomous. I think Amazon would be more of the future for me, because I can run a manufacturer to prep center to Amazon and not see any of my stock ever. I don't want the hassle of people working for me, basically. And it's a hassle. It's the single biggest expense of any business, and the single biggest headache is people.
I don't want a lot of people. I would love an editor or somebody to record my YouTube, or have somebody that just does my shipping. I will list all day long, but I would love somebody else to do my shipping for me. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Fiverr for your creating. Have you ever used that at all, by the way, for any of your stuff?
The what?
Fiverr, Fiverr. There's a few different ones. I know it's
It's
not
a
just
freelancing website for anything.
website.
Really.
Oh, I have heard of that. I have heard of it, but I mean, I've tried to hire people like that, tell me like, oh, can I borrow some money? And I'm like, you can work for me and I'll give you some money for working. Or, I find people that are like, I can't find a job. And I'm like, come work for me. And it's like, I have offered at least 10 people a job in the last 6 months. Not one person's ever showed up to work. It blows me away that people just don't want to earn money. They just want to be handed money for free. And it makes me sick, because I'm such a hard worker. I just can't imagine asking for, everything in life and not working for it. So
I completely understand it. It's going that way in the UK as well. I mean, obviously, I don't know how familiar with Brexit you are, and I won't go too deep down that rabbit one. But we've got a record number of available jobs in the UK now, and it's clearly off the back of Brexit and all the rules that have meant that other European workers from other European countries, it's more difficult for them to stay and get work and yada yada. And quite often, I don't want to stereotype or generalize too much, the jobs that they were doing are the jobs that stereotypically British workers don't want to do, like the field workers and all that kind of stuff. So of course there's going to be a record number of job vacancies. So, and people just don't want to work, and that really, really grips me, because how many people are saying, I'm skinned, I've got no money for this, that, and the other, I'm in debt. When all they really need to do is get the thumb out of the backside and pull the socks up and crack on. And there's just such an absence of that. So
see, our problem is our U.S. government decided to, hand everybody everything and make it really easy for people to get even lazier during COVID. And so now that the crisis is we still have COVID, obviously, but now that things have opened back up and you can actually go to work, well, the benefits haven't ran out. People can still sit on their butt and not work. So we're having problems where our businesses can't open back up, not because of COVID, but because they have no employees. And it's because the government is just handing out money to people who don't want to work, where people like me who worked for themselves, who's been never stopped working through the whole, COVID thing. I just, I ramped up and worked harder. I'm not reaping benefits, but, the normal person, they don't want to go back to work, because why would they? They've been sitting on their butt for 2 years getting, government assistance because they're too scared to work. Come on, you're not scared to work. I've been out here working, and I have a medical condition, and I really ran a risk of getting, COVID. I never stopped working. So, that's just an excuse to me. And people are just, it's crazy. I mean, a lot of our businesses can't even open back up right now. They just don't have enough workers. The government has enabled them.
Absolutely. So, it's painful, but that's the way of things, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to probably say something that's a bit like controversial, but I actually have a massive thank you to COVID because of COVID and being locked down. That's what allowed me to. I had debt. I had £12,000 worth of debt, and I had to find a way to make the money. And because of reselling and everything I did, I paid off all my debts. And COVID gave me the motivation of being at home. Luckily, I'm doing an office job, working from home, and then also on an evening, then doing my eBay. And I think had I have always been in the office, what I was doing in an evening is, because I'm a sociable person, if the lads were like, oh, let's go and play football, let's go and have to the pub, I wasn't going to the pub. I wasn't going to that. And I had a lot of free time. And that free time, because I like to do something and be proactive, hint what I said about the saxophone. I just want to keep being busy. And now I'm now doing a busy job. I still want to do something to learn. And I got into reselling, and I watched videos, and I watched Dave, and I watched George Russ, and I watched all these other people. And I was like, I need to find a way to get rid of my debts and clear my debts. And yeah, reselling was the tool. I'm now debt free. I have no debts apart from a mortgage, which isn't a debt; it's just an amount that I need to pay off at some point. And me and my wife got married during lockdown. We had 13 people at our wedding. We never had any photographers. It was all taken on iPhones, and we got married for each other. And it was real. And I remember a lot of people saying, "Oh, we really want to get married, this, that, and the other." And then we're like, "Well, why didn't you get married?" They were like, "Oh, well, we couldn't have all the people there." And then some people going, "Oh, we couldn't get the photos." And one of the people that we asked as well, which is really, really sad. And it's by the by, it's just made me cringe. She said, "Oh, I spent so much on my dress and people wouldn't be able to see it." I was like, people just live in a different world, and I respect that, and I can understand that, because clearly she's probably worked very hard. She's got this dress that's perfect for her, and I respect that. And I'm not going to pop someone else's bubble, but it's like I'm grateful for this to kind of happen, because it kicked me up the backside, and it went, well, you can't do overtime, you can't go and get a job at this, that, and the other, because they're not readily available. You're in your house and you need to make money. And it started off because I was doing my garden myself, and I sold my paving slabs. And then there was a guy in there who was a builder, who's a teacher as well. And he said, oh, he sells keys for cars. So you can go in the radios and you can take them out. And he sells them for all types of cars. And that's what his business is on eBay. And he sells like 20 to 30 every single day. And he made more than probably what I did in my full-time job, just as his sideline. And I went, wow, I need to do something like that. And he said, if you stick them on, you've got a free amount of money and just build it up. And yeah, paid off my debts. And now I am. And today I probably had one of the best days reselling. I'm listing tonight. I've got all my stuff ironed in front of me. And I went to go see Spider-Man No Way Home today. And it was just fantastic to be able to go to the cinema, knowing that my bills are paid. And I know I'm going to work, but I'm going to work at a time that's convenient for me. Yeah. Picked up my daughter, dropped her off. I'm doing a live with you guys tonight. And that's the joys of reselling. And you just have a much more flexible and happier lifestyle.
Greatest job on earth. Greatest job. I tell everybody, this is like the best job ever. Like, I don't know why we get pity. Like, I get so much pity for people. Like, I don't have a real job. And I'm like, I have the best job ever. Like, the other night I was making a big pot of chili. I had some family over, and my phone it was exceptionally a high sales night, which was just, it couldn't have been beat, but it kept going cha-ching, cha-ching, like as I'm cooking. I'm getting that eBay cha-ching noise. And, I'm like, just look at that. At what other job could I be standing here cooking this big pot of chili, enjoying this company, and I'm making money just standing here, like sale after sale the other night. And it was just great. I love that we can choose to do other things and still make money while we're doing other things that we enjoy.
Yeah. Our shop is open 24 hours, even when we sleep.
Yep.
100%. That's one thing that, as I was coming to the end of working full time for this, where I was doing 60, 70 hours a week, I started to realise that I was earning more by the time I got up in the morning than I was going to earn for the rest of that day.
Yeah.
What the hell am I doing with my life at all? Come on.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, but before I do, I just want to draw everybody's attention back to the GoFundMe page, which is now over an amazing £700. I think Maximus has just tipped it over the £700 mark. Thank you very much indeed, Max. You're a gentleman, sir. So I'll share the link again. And if anybody in the chat, if you haven't already, and you can chuck a couple of quid into the kitty, it would be greatly appreciated for Rich. For those of you that have joined since I mentioned it the first time around, Richard Knight of Knight's Life, who a lot of you will be familiar with from doing the Saturday Night Live with James. He had his house burgled earlier in the week while him and his family slept upstairs. So one of our collective subscribers has set up a GoFundMe page to help him towards the funds, to help him towards the cost of replacing the stuff that was nicked. So
Exactly.
the target was, they set it at £1,000, which I thought was very, very ambitious, if I'm honest. And we're already nearly 3/4 of the way there. Which is just mind-blowing. You guys are absolutely so generous, and it is very much appreciated on behalf of Rich, who is such a humble guy, and I know he'll be embarrassed that I'm banging on about this again, but if we can get him up to that grand, then that would just be fantastic.
Well, as soon as I learned the conversion rate, I just wanted to let Rich know there's a donation coming from me from over the pond, but it doesn't give it to me in American money. So, I couldn't do it while I was live. I was trying to do my donation while we were still live, but it was too confusing. And, I want to help out too. But I was like, knowing my luck, I'll accidentally spend $500 and not realize it, and then it'll bounce, and I'll look like an idiot. So, I thought, like a lot of other things, it shows us the conversion, but the GoFundMe does not. It does not convert for us. So I will figure it out.
For every £1, it's $1.32 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, I know somebody told me that it was close to it. I think it's odd that even though I'm paying with American money, that it doesn't show me a conversion. And I just think that's very strange.
Exactly. Yeah. We had in fact, Santa did a super chat for Rich on the last but one Saturday Night Live, and it was a really obscure amount because obviously he's in the States. So
he's not. He's in North Pole. We've told you this.
Sorry. Yeah.
he's in the North Pole. I've told you this.
Yeah, I think he uses a VPN, so his is in South Carolina.
And like everyone, he's probably got an account in America, and that's probably why it's probably coming in dollars, and that makes sense because the man's so busy. He's so
busy.
He doesn't want anybody knocking on his door at this time of year either, so he's going to have to use a VPN just to bounce his IP address around the world a few times. So there you go. That's almost certainly the reason.
I think Sherry asked me no spoilers about Spider-Man. What was it like? Just to say, for me as a Marvel fan, and if you watch my Vlogmas as well, I kind of talk about it, but I don't spoil anything. It is probably one of my favorite films I've seen of all time, and to still feel like that going into a cinema and going, that was up there, because I'm a big Marvel fan and I've met Stan Lee, when he was alive, and I even show the photo in my Vlogmas as well when I met him and talk about it, and it was all that came together for this one movie, and Marvel really have gone above and beyond. Like everything, it's probably got faults to it, but for me, it was a 10 out of 10 movie, and I just loved it. And I recommend if you're into superheroes or you know someone who's into superheroes, get them to go watch it as soon as possible, because spoilers will probably start coming out every single day.
That's definitely my big one is out on the 19th, I think. The new Matrix movie.
That's going to be amazing.
Do you guys have the new Ghostbusters movie yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's in a couple of weeks, I think.
I didn't know if it comes out at the same time. I know, like in Israel, because I had I owned a house in Israel for a long time because I had family there, and I used to go there 2 months out of the year. And I know they got our movies like way later than us. I mean, sometimes up to a year after they released here,
Wow.
they released there, and I'm like, wow, they had stuff in the theater, and I'm like, I watched that like a year ago, and they were so excited to go watch these movies, and I didn't know how it released over there.
I think it's sometimes usually about a week behind or something like that.
Yeah,
This is
we seem to be improving though. It seems to be improving a lot recently, and I think a lot of that's because a lot of it's digitized now,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
and they know that they'll make the best amount of money when they release pretty much. I think Spider-Man was a day apart, put it that way, and
there's a lot of
that's what they
dodgy
wanted to
people
do.
in the UK. There's a lot of dodgy people in the UK that will just rip it off and put it online. So you
Yeah,
want to get them out as quick as possible. Just maximize the box office.
and if you go to jrresellingvideos.com, you can see the new Spider-Man. It's available on there.
That's a really good point, actually, just to wind this up. Guys, if you're not already subscribed, head over to Hello Miss Q. There's in the chat, there's links to, but if somebody wants to put Miss Q's YouTube channel up for me in the chat, that'd be very much appreciated. So we can all go over and subscribe. Likewise, Jamesy from JR Reselling, saying
14
to
away.
go to your 500. You're going to smash it, mate. Honestly, by the end of the weekend, you're going to be over 500. I can feel it in my bones.
Let's get them to 500, y'all. Come on. Subscribe if you haven't. That's probably the problem. A lot of people probably have already subscribed. That's in the chat, but get them to 500, y'all. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely. Miss Q, have you got any videos coming out this week? You want to plug
Yeah. My next, I just released one last night. I have a live tomorrow afternoon. Well, afternoon for me, it'll be evening for y'all. So I have another lunchtime chat tomorrow afternoon, and my challenge video drops this weekend as well. The next week of the third week of my challenge, and those are all coming out. And who knows, I'm really cracking down, and I'm trying to get a couple of my sourcing videos out that were from actually over the summer, but I'm digging them out of the vault and going to release those. So there should be a bunch of them. So yeah, lots of stuff coming up.
I'm already a huge fan of yours because your content is one of the very few that I can listen to while I'm doing something else. I'm a typical bloke. I struggle with multitasking, but I can actually listen to what you're saying and pay attention and
Right.
do something else at the same time. That's really rare.
Yeah, in like my challenge videos and different videos like that, it's about getting the information out there more than, like the sourcing videos. Of course, you're paying attention because you're watching somebody actually like shopping, and I do have some of those coming out as well. But yeah, for the most part, mine's about, other resellers being able to watch and not have to just watch, and so I think that's important as well.
That's it. Obviously, James, you're knee deep in Vlogmas still, so you're way over halfway now, eh? So, are you just concentrating on that, or have you got some pre-prepped videos coming out as well?
No, so if you've watched it from day one and I've stuck to my guns, everything is recorded that day.
Yeah,
I refuse to do pre-records because I feel like I owe it to everyone who's watching my Vlogmas, and you get to see the real life. And even today, like, I apologize. I was like, I put my hands up. I went to the cinema. I got home and I realized I left my jacket in the cinema, and I had to walk all the way back to town, lost 45 minutes because my house key was in there. But that's life. And it's just like, and I was just, but I wasn't like, I was like, but the positive was it was dry. I enjoyed the walk. I got fresh air, and I'm listening tonight. Like, it's just all you do as a reseller is, well, for me, is I get that time and I go, right, when can I fit it in? Right, I can fit it in after the live, and then tomorrow I'm already sorted. And then if I don't get to do it all tomorrow, I'll do it the next day. Mm-hmm. And I love that flexibility. And where if I had another job and I had gone, say I had a half day, I'd have been really stressed with that because they've been like, oh, it's my half a day. And it's almost like I have to make it the perfect half a day off work because I've only got so many days off work. And now it's like, it's fine. It's not a problem. And yet again, like I'm a lot less stress free. And yeah, with my Vlogmas, I'm just going to kind of record it as it is. Sunday is going to be really nice. Holly's going to go see Santa in the caves, and I've never been there before. But I was saying on my video, I'm really looking forward to it because I only normally take photos, and we've got these lovely photos around the house of when she gets to see him. But I'm not necessarily doing it for everyone to view, but I've just got these lovely videos now that Holly can look back and I can look back and be like, oh, we went there, we done this, that, and the other. So I am loving Vlogmas. It's just brilliant.
Absolutely, yeah. And of course, everybody now knows that you're a musician and you play the saxophone. So,
no. Lessons. I'm going to get lessons.
Put yourself in it now, pal. It's got to happen.
Well, as of January, what I'll do is I'll do the last day of the month. I'll do like a 10-second clip, or like a minute or 2 minutes, and I'll say this is what I've learned this month. And then I'll quickly do it. And then hopefully by the end of this time next year, I'll come on a live and I'll play a Christmas song.
Awesome.
Hey, there's your goal. Hey, it's good to have goals, right?
Yep. Well, I've just stuck both of your channels on the comments bit on the bottom of the screen. So hopefully you'll have a few bits more love shown you there. I want to say, firstly, Miss Q, you've been absolutely legendary. Thank you very much indeed for coming on today. It's been an honour to have you and taken away from your afternoon, so very much appreciated. I'll be off to bed in a minute, so Jamesy.
I still have a long time. It's not even dinner time here, so it's 4:50 here. So yeah, I still have to get my shipments to the UPS store. I still have to list, eat dinner, take care of the kids, all that before I can even think about going to bed. So I still have a long part of my day left.
Definitely. James, a pleasure as always, sir. It's always good to chat to you. You always make me feel better after I've finished talking to you. So thank you very much indeed for that. And I look forward to a vlog. In fact, I haven't watched today's, so I'll make sure after I've come off here to go and watch today's vlog. You have done it.
Yes, it's all uploaded.
Yeah, okay.
I even give a shout out to people to come watch it, and I'm saying if you're rewatching it, go back on his channel and go watch it again.
Well, I think we're all missing a trick. What we should do is promote our channels as aids to a restful night's sleep as well. So if you just queue up one of our playlists and just leave them playing overnight, it helps you sleep.
Yeah, there is a Vlogmas playlist already created. So hop over and catch up.
Absolutely, yeah. Get those watch minutes up.
Yeah, I've been watching all your Vlogmas. I don't get to comment on everything because I do watch a lot of stuff while I'm working, but I try to go back and comment here and there on people's stuff. But oftentimes, I mean, I do watch them and I listen to everybody's stuff. I just, it takes too much time to stop and comment on every video. So I do watch. I love it. I have jumped on and at least commented on one or two here and there. So everybody knows I am watching, but I have started watching.
Tremendous. Well, thanks once again, guys, and everybody in the chat. You've been amazing. I think we're up to 55 at one point, which is a new record for me. So thanks for all the love. Thanks.
It was me.
Thanks very much again for all the love that you've been showing, Rich, and the GoFundMe. If you want to have a quick scroll through the comments on the chat to get the link, if anybody's missed it, any support there will be greatly appreciated. I haven't got a video coming out this week because I've been proper slacking, so I apologise for that. But I'll get one out next week. I love you all. I've been Dave Keefe. You've been amazing, and we'll see you soon.
Later.